Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new video. And yeah, once again, today is a good day because there's a new Diplomat in the house. Yeah, Diplomat. Yeah, I mean, from Spain. So many Diplomat parts which I reviewed, and it took a while, but now I have the RDL Diplomat in the new brushed version, which is, kind of cool. I mean, you all know I am not RDL vaping, but there's also an MTL airpin kit available, and that makes it quite interesting for me to test it. So I have a lot of other stuff. I will I have to take away the QR code because this is always not so good. I will just put out a few things. Okay, let's start here. The Diplomat brushed version is also available in a non-brushed version, and the price is 90 euros. And we have a lot of specs that are quite similar to the MTL version, but not all of them. Especially the chimney. The chimney bore is wider on the RDL version. The air in slots here from the outside are wider, and the standard pins which are included is a 3mm and a 4mm. But I've got an MTL kit. Of course, the bore of the drip tip is different, but we have a mix and match for chambers. So you can use MTL chambers, which is good. Is a good thing because the threads here on the deck are capable of making the MTL chambers fit, which is a good thing. Some design functions are very, very clever. So you have now the ability to change the airflow from the bottom. As you can see, I've got the 1.2 here. This comes from the MTL airpin kit. Kind of cool. Some things are different. We've got installed here a PCTG tank. There's a quartz glass tank, and we've got the standard bells. Installed is the Duke, and we've got the freehand and the poker, which is all well known from your side. So I think I can put this away from right now because we're using basically this here. And then we've got as an extra, the other specs, we've got 23mm from the deck because that's cross-compatible. The height is 41mm, which is a little bit more height than the MTL version, which is about 40mm. The capacity is depending on the chamber, of course, coming from 5.7 mLs to 6.2 mLs. We've got the 304 stainless steel peak insulators, VMQ60 O-rings. So far, I think specs, you can also check out the Centenary Mods website. There's everything available. Then we just have a quick look at the brushed accent kit, which is an MTL accessory. Comes in these really, really nice packaging and boxes. So just having a look, this is the brushed accent kit, which means you can make your standard polished Diplomat MTL now in brushed. Comes with the standard 3 chambers, and what is also included here is 2 different brushed airflow rings, one with the 3 holes and one with only 1 hole, which is pretty cool because you can make your own old polished version now in a brushed version. And this brushed accent kit is 40 euros. Prices are all nice and fine and not too high. So you can also use your single MTL deck or 2 MTL decks, and then you have here 2 rings and 3 bells. So with 2 MTL decks and this kit, you will have 2 complete RTAs, which is, in my opinion, quite good. And then we have the nose warmer RDL, the Nano Top refill kit, also in brushed version. And this is cross-compatible for MTL deck and RDL deck. Comes with 3 very interesting chambers. You might know that my favorite chamber is the Volcano Bell chamber, which is this one for fruity sweet stuff, in my opinion, very good. Comes with a quartz glass and is a top refill, and the top refill does work really, really well, even when we have no liquid control. From time to time I get questions about this. So the nose warmer RDL nano tip refill kit is $45.95. What's the difference to the standard nose warmer nano top refill kit? Yeah, the bore is a bit wider, not a lot, but just I did not measure it because I only have a 4mm coil jig here, and I just measured it, and it's a touch wider. It's not a lot, and yeah, it does make a change if you are vaping MTL and you are using the RDL chambers. Yeah, I would say there is a little bit of percentage where the MTL chambers fit a little bit more my MTL vaping style. Yeah, it is a little bit, but really not too much. Definitely not too much. So these accessories, yeah, like them. Yeah, I think we should, we should use this one. We should use this one because the Volcano Nano is, and top refill is something I actually do like. The O-rings here fit quite well. I had many RTAs where you had the problems when you put on the glass here on the O-ring, you just break the glass. It happened, I think it happened 3 times to myself. Here, absolutely no problem. Yeah, price, I think I told you the price. That's quite clear. What I also have here is just one drip tip. Want to show it to you. This is a RDL Grand in white. With a white bore for RDL. Yeah, just to show you. I mean, this review will be MTL with an RDL atomizer. So I will put away this one. I will also put away this RDL drip tip. And we've got the 1,000 airpins, which are new ones. So these are not mix and match with the MTL deck. So these are only for the RDL deck. And I already have one here from the MTL inside, so we do not need this. This 1,000 airpins coming from 0.8 millimeters to 1.8 millimeters in 0.1 millimeter increments. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 airpins for €24.95, which is not too bad in my opinion. Yeah, so what are we going to do? So basically this now as standard is the top fill, and I don't have to show you that much because very similar to the MTL version. The bore is wider. yeah, the length is a little bit wider, but here we have a little bit of news regarding the deck. First of all, what the main difference is, changing the airflow pins is just right from the bottom, and this is just cool. Everything will stay in place. This is totally cool and easy. The markings, perfect. You can read 1.2 here. Quality-wise, really, really good. We've got some things that are more on the RDL side, airflow intake here, juice flow intake. Yeah, some things are a little bit different. Posts, so far as I can see, yeah, we have clamps, we have the good screws, so everything pretty cool. What you also can, now I will just show you this. Here, it's different. This small part here is held by O-rings, and with these, hold it inside these nuts here, these grooves and nuts. And here is the dispersion, which is different to the MTL version. And this does the magic of the airflow here. And that feels different to the MTL version. So all in all, there is a small percentage of airflow feeling and performance where I tend to say, yeah, I'm a little bit more on the MTL side. From the airflow feeling and the performance. The biggest change for me here, or the biggest difference to the MTL version, is that you do not have an airflow ring. So this here is fixed. Meaning wise, if I want a 1.2 millimeter airflow draw, I need the 1.2 millimeter pin, which means my preferred Diplomat MTL setting is a little bit different. It goes slightly in the Millennium direction. So I'm using, in my Diplomat MTL, I'm using the 1.5 millimeter airpin, and I'm closing the airflow from the outside a little bit. And that gives my perfect flavor and throated balance. And this is the thing I cannot do here. So I can only change my airflow with the airflow pin. And I think that's the main point, that the RDL version is just a small percentage behind the MTL version. I mean, it's my opinion and it's my vaping style and so on. For you, it might be different. But don't get me wrong, I'm pretty happy that this massive amount of MTL airflow pins is available for the RDL, because there are many things that are excellent on this version here. You also can see here that the airflow pin is protruding so large, so there is no problem with condensation and stuff. So many things that are really, really good. I'm just putting something here on. I'm just using my Pico here as a tab. By the way, I don't have a tab anymore, and I'm looking for tabs all over the world, and I cannot find a simple 510 tab. And I would like, and I'm so sorry that I gave away my Cryptide, my umbrella Cryptide. It's such a pity. And I cannot find, for example, the BP Mos Futon, which is a regulated tab, or just a simple Coil Master or Geek Rape. So if anyone has a tab around, just please drop me a PM. That would be really, really nice. I've got a Cantel Gauge 30, which is my standard coil. It's a little bit spaced, and you've got these clamps here, so it's really, really easy peasy to put in a coil here, even thin wire, absolutely no problem. I mean, for RDL, it's quite clear that you might use some more custom coils, bigger coils, etc. Here in my setup, which is an MTL setup, because I'm vaping MTL, I just don't need it, and I just can tell you this is working quite good. So then we should snip off the wire. Where's the rest of the wire? Don't know. Yeah. And so we're good to go. I think a battery would be appreciated here. And we can check if this is working. And I can say this is working pretty good. And then for the RDL version, yeah, I think it's not too bad. Just to put in enough cotton. But even though enough, that does not mean that you should press in any cotton. I tend to say that you need not as much cotton as you might imagine. Yeah, let's say it like this. So we just check it out if that's okay. No, that's fluffy. That's fluffy. And then the ends down and not pressing. Fluffy, fluffy. Then we need a little bit of... yeah, right. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, the cheat sheet devil steel. Interesting liquid. And then we will prime everything. Wait a few seconds. And then I just want to check that my fibers are not coming too much in the threads. Just push them a little bit inside the deck. And I'm just checking out that the complete cotton well is filled with cotton. And afterwards I can just give it a small push here in the choose holes that nothing here is blocked. And then we can put on the Nano Volcano. Threadings works absolutely fine, really good. And now we've got the top fill, which is also working that good. And here it's also so nice with the top fill that it's hardly impossible to do anything wrong. Because this is made pretty cool. You see threads here go a little bit higher and the choose holes are a little bit lower. This is just everything is made very, very nicely. And then well, I can even take the RDL because this strip tip looks really nice. And I have 13 watt. And now the 1.2 millimeter with the magic airflow dispersion inside is a little bit on the tight side, so you might need perhaps the 1.3 millimeter, which is okay because there are 11 airpins inside when you have the airpin kit. And then everything feels really good. So all in all, great job, fantastic look, and really good design and things. There is just a small percentage where I say, yeah, feeling-wise, airflow feeling for my MTL style, yes, the Diplomat MTL is a few percentage better. Just a bit coming. the airflow feeling. About my preferred setup, I cannot do it on the RDL because I cannot close the airflow from the outside. So I have to use the 1.2 millimeter or 1.3 millimeter, depending how I feel. But the rest, the mix and match possibility with the tanks and the brushed version and the accessories, yes, great, absolutely great. Prices are good, and I would say if you are someone who want to play around with different airflow settings and if you are okay with having a 3 millimeter for RDL, there's also another RDL airflow pin kit, of course, with more pins. So if you want to play around between MTL, RDL, I mean the 4 millimeter is definitely DL for me. So this is for me, this is more a DL atomizer than an RDL atomizer, but I'm not an expert because I'm vaping MTL. So if you are open in airflows or maybe mixing a little bit around with MTL, RDL, and DL, then I would say it's a must-have, and you just need to buy the airpin kit, and then you are just fully open to use whatever you like. That's pretty cool. If you are only MTL vaping, it depends of your style. Because probably it's perfect for you, probably. I'm just talking about my personal preferences, and therefore I would go, because of these few percentages, I would go to the MTL version. But all in all, it's a very good one. So I did not test the RDL and DL functions, of course. That's up to guys who really know how to do it. But all in all, I think this is a really good one, and I enjoy it a lot. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.